Hello, family. So this is the second installment. I got some pretty positive feedback from the first installment, where I started with Francisco Perez dela Chica, and I think I'm gonna hang out with his family for the next, maybe two more video clips. And today I wanted to talk about siblings, specifically Francisco Perez de la Chica's siblings and his children. Um, Interesting facts about his children. So let's start with the name Perez de la Chica. How did that come about? Well, let me show you. If you can look at this screen here, his parents were Manuel Perez, and that was his father. His mother was Luisa de la Chica, both common names in Spain. Now, first of all, you may be asking, you may not be, but if I was you, I would ask this. Andy, how do you know this? Where did you find this information? It's a good question, yes? So, about, let's see, what year was it? 2017. I actually started a GoFundMe page, and many of you pitched in to find Francisco Perez de la Chica in Spain. I hired a genealogist. I went to genealogy.com. Go figure. And I hired a guy. I don't recall how much I paid him, but he actually went to Spain. The problem with Spain, in Mexico, I can walk into any church and ask them, can I have access to your records? I am doing family research. As long as you leave them a little donation, they're good with it. In Spain, how do you say in Spanish? Not so much. They are pretty stingy with their genealogy. I don't get it. You can have access. You have to speak the language to get in, actually. I could not. The first time I was there, I had trouble. But I did get in, but I couldn't find anything because everything was in a Spanish that I wasn't familiar with. Spanish in Spain is a lot different than Spanish in Mexico when we're talking about the language in the 1700s. So I hired this guy. He goes to Spain. Maybe he was there already. I don't know. But he hand wrote the documents that he found. You're not allowed to take pictures, or you're not allowed to take the book and make a copy of it. They just don't. They don't let you. So, if I can bring up the notes of Francisco here. Here is the translated version of what he brought back. So it did mention his parents, son of Don Manuel Perez and Doña Luisa de la Chica. De la Chica is a very common name in Spain. So anyway, this is how I know Francisco came from Malaga, and his parents were Manuel and Luisa de la Chica. Now, let me go up one more. Actually, I'm going to change to a different document. Okay, so here's Francisco. Here's his wife, Maria Prisca. Here are his parents, Manuel and Luisa. He actually, my genealogist, found two siblings of Francisco's, an older brother, Manuel Salvador Florentino Perez de la Chica, born in 1751 in Malaga, and a sister, Jeronima Maria Francisca de Paula, the next year, all in Malaga. So there is a document that I located. It was Francisco and Maria Prisca's wedding document. So let me bring that document up for you right now. So here is a copy of the original document. So you see the names, Francisco Antonio. They just cut the name off, Perez. He was Spaniard. I hope it's not too small. Let's see if I can bring it up a little bit more. And he was from Güemes. Current date, that Güemes is in Ciudad Victoria. And it has his parents here, Manuel and Luisa, and she has passed. And then his wife, Maria Prisca Arellanos, it says that she's Española, and I'm going to comment on this. It's very interesting that they put Española here. It also lists It says that she's originally from that area, which she wasn't. She was born in Mexico City. But her first husband, if you remember from my last video, this is where he was from. So this is where their family started, and it's probably where she met Francisco when her previous husband passed. All right. Excuse me. Every time I go on video, my voice wants to crack. So this is how I know. Every time I find a document myself from Mexico, I gain access to it. I use FamilySearch.org to find all my information. Not everything is there. It's indexed by the Mormon Church volunteers that go out into the world, and they do a great service for genealogists like myself and you all, because we all benefit. All right. Let's go back. So, I know now that Maria Prisca is from Mexico City, even though she moved to Weymouth. Then they went back to Mexico City. Here's Francisco, here's Maria Prisca, to get married. So they were married in Mexico City. Remember, he was a muleteer. He was always on the road. So it's interesting, I mentioned earlier that it posted Maria Prisca as Española. Here it is, Española. Let me go back to her history real quick. Here she is. I'm going to bring up her father. In her father's document, it lists him as Indio. How do you become half Indio equals Española? Maria Prisca's grandfather was listed as Mulatto Libre. So he was half African American, I'm assuming, and it says that he was Libre, which tells me that somewhere during this period of time there were slaves. And luckily enough, he might have been enslaved in his past, but he is now free. He's a free mulatto. I found that was interesting. So I know through genealogy, years and years of genealogy, that, let me go back to Prisca. By the way, look at the family of Maria Prisca's siblings. Darn it. There are 9 of them that I know of. Who knows how many more that I haven't found. So here she is. She was number 6 in line. Amazing how many babies these people, our ancestors, had. So by the time Maria Prisca married Francisco Perez dela Chica, he must have had a little clout in life. If you are a person of influence, you can influence the clerk or the priest, give them a little more money, and ta-da, you go from India to Española. Those are the facts of life back then. All right. Okay, so let's go back to this page here. I want to talk about the children of Francisco and Maria Prisca, because even though they were 6, I'm going to group them in 3 groups of 2s, because that's just the way history worked out. The firstborn was Francisco de Paula. Remember, Francisco Sr., this gets very confusing, I know. Francisco Sr. from Spain, if you remember, his sister had de Paula in her name. So he reused that for his firstborn, Francisco de Paula. Born in 1790 in Santa Catarina, the city of Rio Verde in San Luis Potosí. San Luis Potosí, if you know your Mexican history, or if you've been there, you know that it was one of the most silver-rich states in New Spain. So Francisco, being a muleteer, that's where he was. His second-born, also born in Rio Verde, Maria Francisca. These 2 kept their original form, Perez dela Chica. And I'll mention that later on if I don't forget. All right, so that's group number 1, the first 2. They stuck together. When they relocated, when they settled down, they were together with their spouses. All right, the next 2 is Jose Cayetano, born in 1792, again, San Luis Potosí, and Miguel Antonio Clement, I don't know, born in Teocaltiche. Both of these children died of a young age. Let's see, Jose Caetano, I think I have his death record. Let's see. Yes, 1798. So he died at 6 years old. And I haven't found the death record for Miguel Antonio, but I'm assuming it's probably during, was the cause of the same event, whether it's smallpox, whatever. Maria Prisca died in 1817 of smallpox. All right, so that's the second group of two. Let's go to the last group, which is Jose Maria, and again they use the Cayetano name for the baby of the family. Born in 1795, Nochislan. Born in 1798, Nochislan. Everybody that I've met, almost everybody, whether you're from Palm Springs, McFarland, Bakersfield, Merced, you are from either Jose Maria or Cayetano. Those two were close together as well. They lived in the same area. They lived in Calvillo. If you are from Chicago, if you're from the Perezchicas in North Dakota, wherever you're from these two, there's just a few people that I've met, Perezchicas, that are from Francisco. I have yet to meet somebody who was from Maria Francisca, although I continue to look for you if you're out there. So it's significant, the relationships between these two, Jose Maria and Cayetano, and these two, Francisco and Francisca, because this family was in the middle of the first Mexican Revolution, and they took sides. As you know, Francisco was from Spain, so he was considered a peninsulare, which is not a good thing for him. The first revolution, they rebelled against peninsulares. All of his children were safe because they were born in New Spain. Francisco and Maria Francisca kept the original name, and they did not settle in Calvillo. They went and settled around the Guadalajara area. Cayetano and Jose Maria, they changed the form, original form, to Perezchica. They made it one, which makes our name so unique, and they stayed in Calvillo. So I know there's a lot of names. I know that's a lot that I covered. I apologize for that. But you can go and you can play it back however many times you want, and I will leave it there until the next go round. All right, family, so we will talk to you soon on the next video.